I want to look at two examples for our next one as a comparison. If I have square root of 5 squared, order of operations. If I square 5, 5 squared, 5 times 5 is 25. But the square root of 25 is 5. Notice that the big picture, square roots cancel out squares, giving me that 5. But look at what happens now if I have a negative 5. If I have a negative 5 squared, negative 5 times negative 5 for two reasons. Negative times negative is a positive, and even exponent with a negative base, I get a positive 25. Square root of positive 25 is 5. Well, notice they didn't quite cancel because I don't have that negative. What happens is I lose the sign. That exponent, when it's even, is what causes me to lose the sign. For that reason, if I have a variable underneath, yes, the square cancels out the square root, but what I say is the absolute value of A. Remember, absolute value denoted with those two straight lines. Absolute value is what makes things positive. Well, that's what's happening here, is that even exponent is making everything positive. Regardless of whether we have a positive number or a negative number, it's making it positive. That's what's going to happen when we have a variable. When it's a variable with that even exponent, plan on, Math Excel is going to expect you to have the absolute value of whatever the variable happens to be. An example we may see of this, square root of x squared minus 8x plus 16. When we see a polynomial, inherently, hopefully we force ourselves into the habit of factor it. X and x gives me the x squared. That plus tells me the same sign. That minus tells me both negative. In this case, it's kind of nice. 4 and 4, because negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Negative 4 plus negative 4 is negative 8. But notice the nice coincidence here is x minus 4 times x minus 4 is x minus 4 squared. And plan on that being what happens with these polynomials they give us in these radicals, because the whole point of this is the square cancels out the square root, vice versa, leaving me with x minus 4. But the problem is we didn't know whether it was positive or negative. It's going to force it into being the absolute value of, because again, either of those values, when I square it, is going to make it positive, which I can then take the square root of. And notice the absolute value does not affect the sign of that negative 4. It's only if it's just a single number individually. When it's a binomial, you got to keep the sign of that constant.